Thank you, Mr. Speaker. Mr. Speaker, distinguished colleagues, ladies and gentlemen of this august chamber, I rise today on a matter of utmost urgency and national significance. On Christmas Day, while most of us were celebrating the holidays with our loved ones, thousands of our kababayans were stranded on the roads of Matnog town in Sorsogon. According to a report by the Philippine Daily Inquirer, at least 10,000 passengers bound for Visayas endured hours, if not days, of delay as vessel trips were suspended due to bad weather. These delays, Mr. Speaker, are not isolated incidents. They are a recurring reality for countless Filipinos who rely on inter-island travel to reconnect with their families, pursue economic opportunities, or transport goods. Every year, during the holiday season, and even under normal circumstances, the port of Matnog becomes a bottleneck, exposing our kababayans to risks, discomfort, and lost opportunities. Mr. Speaker, these recurring challenges demand a bold and lasting solution, one that transcends temporary fixes and embraces the vision of a truly interconnected Philippines. That is why this representation stands before this chamber to call for the immediate passage of House Bill number 10748, a measure that mandates the construction of an undersea tunnel or bridge linking Luzon and Eastern Visayas. Mr. Speaker, why do we need this infrastructure project? First, this proposal addresses the chronic inefficiency of our inter-island transport system. The reliance on ferries and roll-off vessels exposes our kababayans to delays, disruption, and hazards posed by inclement weather. A fixed link, whether an undersea tunnel or bridge, will provide a reliable, safe, and all-weather mode of connectivity between Luzon and Eastern Visayas. Second, this project will serve as a catalyst to economic development. By linking Luzon to the Visayas through Samar and Leyte, we create seamless access to markets, jobs, and investments. The enhanced connectivity will spur economic growth, tourism, agriculture, trade, and uplifting the lives of millions of Filipinos, especially in underserved regions like Eastern Visayas. Third, it will significantly enhance disaster resilience. During typhoons and other calamities, when sea travel becomes impossible, a fixed link will provide an essential lifeline for emergency response and the delivery of relief goods. It will ensure that our kababayans are not left isolated and vulnerable in times of crisis. Fourth, this project will create thousands of jobs, particularly during the construction phase of the project. This monumental undertaking will require a vast workforce, including engineers, construction workers, equipment operators, and support staff. The ripple effect of these job opportunities will extend to local businesses that will provide goods and services to the project, further stimulating the economy and empowering communities. Mr. Speaker, this vision is not an impossible dream. Other nations have successfully undertaken similar projects, such as Japan's Sikan Tunnel, the Hong Kong-Shuhai-Macau Bridge in China, the Öresund Bridge in Denmark and Sweden. These engineering marvels have transformed the lives of their citizens, and it is high time for the Philippines to embark on such a transformative endeavor. I acknowledge, Mr. Speaker, that this project will require substantial investment, extensive planning, and coordination among stakeholders. But I firmly believe that the benefits it will bring far outweigh the costs. By investing in this infrastructure, we invest in our people, our economy, and our shared future as a nation. Mr. Speaker, my esteemed colleagues, House Bill number 10748 is not merely about building a tunnel or a bridge. It is about building connections, building opportunities, and building hope for a better, more inclusive Philippines. Let us not wait for more stranded passengers, more lost opportunities, and more hardships to remind us of the urgent need for this project. Let us act now with courage and foresight to make this vision a reality. With this representation humbly call on this august chamber to support the immediate passage of House Bill number 10748. Together, let us lay the foundation for a more connected, resilient, and prosperous Philippines. Thank you, Mr. Speaker. May God bless our nation and our people.
Salamat, Minority Leader, for People's Party List Representative Marcelino C. Libanan. Majority Leader, please.
Mr. Speaker, I move to recognize the Honorable Rufus Rodriguez for his interpretation.
The gentleman from Cagayan de Oro, Rufus Rodriguez, Congressperson, you're recognized, sir.
Thank you, Majority Leader Wilter, and our distinguished Speaker, our presiding officer, D.S. Mendoza. Would the distinguished Minority Leader accept some interventions from this representation?
Gladly, Mr. Speaker.
Mr. Speaker, distinguished colleagues, your bill and your privileged speech is apropos to what is now the present problem of the Visayas and Mindanao. Early on last year, Mr. Speaker, this representation likewise filed House Bill to build bridges, the bridges of hope, dreams, and development for Mindanao and the Visayas going to Luzon. This representation, in fact, has included in the Regional Development Council of Region 10 the proposal for the building of the bridge in Mindanao from Surigao del Norte, Lipata, to Leyte, and then having the second bridge from Alan Samar to Matnog, Sorsogon. Is the distinguished Minority Leader, are you aware that this representation filed this bill, and during the budget hearing of the budget of the DPWH for 2025, right in this very hall, in the presence of everyone, because I told them my bill will be of interest not only to my regional director, but to all directors of the entire country, especially Visayas and Mindanao. Is the author aware that this representation has filed a bill to have not only Visayas connected to Luzon, but also Mindanao connected to the Visayas? Mr. Speaker.
Yes, Mr. Speaker, I am aware of, this representation is aware of the bill which was filed by honorable gentleman from Cagayan de Oro.
And thank you, because my bill is complementary to the bill, of course, of our Minority Leader, to have the bridge from Visayas to Luzon. Now, in my bill, in my study, the kilometerage of the Allen to Matnog, or a nearer portion, because there is, in fact, in Sorsogon, a nearer portion than Matnog, and also in the case of Allen, we can look for some in Northern Mindanao nearer. The number of kilometers is only about 22 kilometers. Is the distinguished colleague aware of that? Does he have the same figure of 22 kilometers only to connect the Visayas to Luzon?
According to Mr. Speaker, according to the reports of NEDA, which conducted an initial study, there are two possibilities where this bridge can be constructed. One is that through a tunnel. If it is through a tunnel, it is around 22 kilometers.
Yes.
In other words, it can be shorter. But if it is through a bridge system, which interconnects other islands, I think it is about 28 kilometers. So,
very well. So the only thing is that I did not propose for a tunnel because that is really, very, very expensive. Did the NEDA already give the figures if we undertake a 22-kilometer tunnel or a 28 kilometers over a bridge, not a tunnel. Do we have also data from that? Because a tunnel may be very, very expensive and time-consuming.
Mr. Speaker, in last year during the interpellation on the budget of DPWH and NEDA, we asked about this study of NEDA on how much will it cost. Apparently, Mr. Speaker, there was a press release of NEDA which stated that it would require around 287 billion pesos. But they were not sure about the figures, Mr. Speaker. So we need an in-depth study on this, Mr. Speaker.
So the 287 billion, Mr. Speaker, our distinguished minority leader, is that for the tunnel or for the bridge?
It was for the bridge.
For the bridge.
It's 287 billion pesos, Mr. Speaker.
287 billion.
And if it is a tunnel, it will be more expensive.
Yes, it will be more expensive. Mr. Speaker and Minority Leader, in the case of the bridge from Mindanao to the Visayas, it will also be about 25 kilometers. And so therefore, Mr. Speaker, China has more than 8 bridges over 100 kilometers over the sea. Japan has 3, and we have made studies on this, over 100 kilometers. And Mr. Speaker, Minority Leader, my distinguished colleagues, if we are able to build these 2 bridges, as stated by the Honorable Minority Leader, and I appreciate him having his privileged speech on account of what has happened during Christmas to his constituents in Samar. If we are able to build this bridge, can you imagine, Mr. Speaker, right now, our produce of Mindanao going to Luzon is much more expensive than from Manila to Singapore and to Hong Kong. The shipping cost is really exorbitant. That is why our tomatoes in Misamis Oriental, they just get rotten. Because first, the shipment is very expensive and the price in Manila is a little lower. They will throw the tomatoes, tonnage of tomatoes. Not only that, we have cabbage, we have corn, so many products of Mindanao because Mindanao produces 60% of the country's food supply. 60% are from Mindanao. And so because of this exorbitant shipping cost, everybody would suffer because if we cannot ship it to Manila, tomatoes, onions, all the vegetables will have very high prices because there is no competition coming from production from Mindanao. That is why if there is a bridge, can you imagine, Mr. Speaker, we have a bridge, no need to go by boat from Cagayan de Oro to Luzon to Manila. We just go by car, Cagayan de Oro to Butuan to Surigao, and then take the vessel to Liloan in Leyte. Is that the same one, Majority Leader? Is that the president now? In Leyte, Liloan, right?
That is correct.
Liloan. Then we proceed with Leyte to Samar, and we go to Allen, and then we go to Matnog, and we come to Manila. Not only good for goods, but also for people. That we are able to go to Manila, Mindanaonons will just take the bus, take their own transportation, and just drive or be brought by transportation companies straight to Manila without going through ferries. Because the ferries it takes time. When there is bad weather, the ferries stop operation. That's the reason why from Allen, we have a problem during this particular heavy rains and strong winds. So, Mr. Speaker, I really support the statement and the privileged speech of our dear Minority Leader from For Peace, who hails from Eastern Samar. His proposal and his privileged speech is a wake-up call to everyone, especially in this August Assembly, that probably in the next hearings, God willing, in the 20th Congress, there would be a start of a budget to be given to public works. In fact, I see here our chairman, the very debonair chairman of the Committee on Public Works and Highways, the great Romy Momo is here. And he has promised me that when we resume after Christmas, there will be a hearing of my bill. And of course, commensurately with the bill of the Majority Leader. So that when we approve this and send to the Senate approve it, the first step of our bill will not be first to be able to. And of course, commensurately with the bill of the Majority Leader. So that when we approve this and send to the Senate, approve it, the first step of our bill will not be first to be able to bring and to put up money, but for a study. This bill, the bill of Minority Leader Libanan and mine, with our chairman, who is the most knowledgeable in the House regarding public works and highways, because he was the deputy secretary, undersecretary on public works for Mindanao. So he knows. And so once that will be heard and approved here, it will go to the Senate, and that will now mandatorily direct, Mr. Speaker, direct the Department of Public Works and Highways to do a real, honest-to-goodness study on either a tunnel or a bridge. And then how to have that, and how much would that be? How many exact kilometers? The shortest line from Mindanao to Visayas, the shortest line from the Visayas to Luzon. And since we are very lucky that both of us now here, we see the presence of Chairman Momo, we urge and we plead to our committee chairman to call the hearing immediately, because this is good for Surigao del Sur, which Chairman Momo represents. It's good for Congressman Joboy Aquino, who is from Agusan del Norte. And also, Congressman, we have here Congressman Cordera of Agusan del Norte, Dale. So the three of them are here. And the fourth one from Mindanao being present. The others are taking snacks. But that's okay. They will be back. So, with this privileged speech, I'm very grateful. And therefore, would like to state my full support to the majority leader's privileged speech. And therefore, if we're able to have that bridge, Deputy Speaker Mayan Singson, Christine Singson can just take the car from going to Matnog, Sorsogon, and then go by car to Matnog, and then go by car to Samar, go to Leyte, go to Agusan, to Surigao, and then come to Cagayan de Oro. That is my standing invitation. So therefore, Mr. Speaker, once again, let me state my full support on the bill of our minority leader, and that together with my bill, we'd like to thank in advance Chairman Momo, who's called to have a hearing this week, so that we will compel the public works to already start a study. Ito talaga sa public works kasi, they are based in Manila. Medyo malayo kami sa Mindanao. That's why Deputy Speaker, our good friend here, from Davao, we have here, she said, who will also benefit everybody in Mindanao, everybody in the Visayas, everybody in Luzon will benefit, because we would like to welcome you to Cagayan de Oro, the city of golden friendship. So, with that, Mr. Speaker, I am very happy that we have our colleagues listening here, because once we do this, and once President Marcos and our speaker here, who is able, Martin Romualdez, will be able to build this during their time, this will be called the Marcos Romualdez Highway. So therefore, we will be able to have this be completed during their time. And so therefore, we would like to ask the support of everyone, so that everybody will be coming to Mindanao. Mindanao Visayas will come to Luzon. Thank you, Mr. Speaker. Thank you. And congratulations, Minority Leader Libanan. So thank you.
Salamat, Mayang Bagong Tuig, Congressman Rufus Rodriguez. Minority Leader, please.
Mr. Speaker, I would like to extend my gratitude for the support of Honorable Congressman Rufus Rodriguez for this bill. And I would like to equally express my support to his bill, so that we can construct as many bridges as we can. And hopefully, the chairman of the Committee on Public Works and Highways will schedule this, so that if it involves too much amount for the construction of these bridges, it can be, Mr. Speaker, multi-year planning, and it will involve our technical people to do that. But this representation firmly believes that this is high time that we construct these bridges, because as I said a lot of speeches already, our people expect us to do the extraordinary feat, so that we can be united and considered as one nation, and these bridges will enhance and support this connectivity of our islands, and for the purpose of easy and for the purpose of easy travel of goods and services to our people. Thank you, Mr. Speaker. Thank you, Honorable Rufus Rodriguez, and thank you to our dear colleagues. And I hope, Mr. Speaker, that this will be scheduled soonest. Thank you very much.
Well said, and at the same time, very productive 2025. Minority Leader, Congressman Libanan. Majority Leader, please.
Mr. Speaker, I move to recognize the Honorable Olaso for his interpellation.
Kindly repeat.
The Honorable Olaso.
Gentleman from Zamboanga City, Congressman Olaso is hereby recognized. Please proceed, sir.
Thank you so much, Mr. Chair, for recognizing me. Would like to ask our Minority Leader, Congressman Libanan, pertaining to his proposal of connecting bridges from Madnog to Allen. May I know if that is may I know if it's the same place that we're going to connect bridge, Mr. Chair?
Mr. Chair. Mr. Speaker.
Mr. Speaker, yeah, because I'm in support of that bridge, Mr. Speaker. But the problem is technical problems. Would like to know if it is really viable to connect there, because as you know, Madnog to Allen, the depth of the water is quite deep. It's not a shallow water. That's like San Francisco, USA, California. The water is quite shallow, so we can connect the Golden Gate. But in this situation, it's quite different. If we will connect bridges from the set point, I don't think so. It's viable. It's very impossible to do that because of the water depth. I believe that there are some depths of water there. It's over 500 meters depth. That is even as much the length of the bridge already. Sa foundation pa lang, medyo hindi na tayo matatapos doon, di ba? So I would like to know the technical details from the said sponsor. What is the technical details of the said bridge connected in that area? Kasi sabi ko, Mr. Speaker, hopefully, if we're connecting Visayas to Luzon, why not connect Basilan to Zamboanga City and Basilan to Jolo? Since these provinces of Jolo and Basilan, basically, most of the resource is coming from Zamboanga City. Now, the constituent there are having difficulties in delivering their goods into their provinces. Sabi ko nga, pag siguro meron na tayong tulay from Basilan to Jolo, vice versa, Zamboanga City and Basilan, vice versa, then most likely, we will be the most progressive region in the entire country. We are next to Singapore if we wanted to. Sabi ko nga, but then it's up to the national government to help us because these regions were left behind for so long. Now I would like to ask our minority leader, if possible, if we can amend this resolution, if we can amend, kindly include Zamboanga City, Basilan, and Basilan to Jolo, Sulu. Thank you, Mr. Chair.
Mr. Speaker, the honorable gentleman from Zamboanga City can file the appropriate bill so that it can be discussed in the committee. However, Mr. Speaker, on his question, whether this can be feasible, Mr. Speaker, Padma Bridge of Bangladesh is around 127 meters deep, and according to the Google, the depth of Matnog Alin, the deepest portion of that strait, is only around 47 to 50 meters. In other words, if Bangladesh was able to construct Padma Bridge, then we can construct this. However, Mr. Speaker, we need really a study. We really need a study to go into the details and technical considerations on this bridge. Because, Mr. Speaker, technology would tell us that it is no longer only building a tunnel or a bridge which can be feasible, but it includes building a floating tunnel, Mr. Speaker. A floating tunnel can be constructed also. So it depends now on our technical study, which can be conducted by an international organization. And, Mr. Speaker, I sincerely believe that a lot of international funding agencies, especially Japan, is interested to provide funds for this project, Mr. Speaker.
Mr. Speaker, may I?
Please proceed, Congressman Olaso.
Thank you, Mr. Speaker. Thank you so much. I know that Japan is interested I know that we will give it to foreign engineers who are expert in doing such. Hopefully, when this project will come into reality, hopefully that there will no accident or any misconstruction with the project, because we want to prioritize safety since it will be the first in the Philippines. Now, the second question that the Honorable Libanan had spoken a while ago, that he asked me to propose that bill here in the House of Representatives. That is why I'm asking him if he can amend his bill. It's simply because I proposed several resolutions in Congress but never addressed, Mr. Chair. That is why I'm coming here. I'm asking the good gentleman if he can amend, even though he's from the Visayas, if he can amend, to please include Mindanao, because I proposed such resolutions, so many resolutions and bills, it was not approved by the House. Thank you, Mr. Chair.
With that information, Mr. Speaker, this representation would include the bill of the representative from Zamboanga City for the bridges he's proposing. Thank you, Mr. Speaker.
Thank you, Mr. Speaker. Thank you, Honorable Libanan. God bless you and good luck in your journey.
Muchas gracias, Congressman Lasso. Dengan salamat, Congressman Libanan. Majority Leader, please.
Mr. Speaker, I move that we refer the privileged speech of the Honorable Libanan, as well as the interpretation of the manifestation of Honorable Lasso and interpretation of Honorable Rodriguez, to the Committee on Rules for its appropriate actions.
There's a motion to refer the speech of Congressman Libanan and its manifestation. Any objection? The chair hears none. That motion is approved. Majority Leader, please.